Twitch for some reason never wants me to watch my own stream, so I'm just having a hard time getting my own stream pulled up here, I guess. But we'll just get going, and then hopefully it figures itself out. I was gonna try to play a little music, but I don't know. I can't seem to pull up my own stream on my laptop, so we're just gonna watch my own stream on my phone, and then I will try to play music like when I do a little bit of my hair. So let's get started. I don't know why this is having such a hard time with everything. But let's get started. So first things first, I'm going to do a little bit of primer on my face. Since the day is kind of almost over and I really haven't done anything to my face, I'm going to use, now where is my thing? Why can I only watch my own stream, but I can't manage it? I'm going to use the NYX Pore Filler. I don't use this primer that much because I don't like the way that it comes out of the package. Like, I don't know if it's because I got like the little travel trial size one, or what, but I just do not like the way that it comes out of here. Like, it just kind of like sprays out. So not great. So like, I don't know, like it just comes out as like this weird little like strand. But I guess, I don't know, that's like part of the applicator, and it kind of just like sprays everywhere sometimes. And this is supposed to be like a good foundation, or not foundation, a good primer for your foundation that just helps like if you have like acne scars and things like that, like I do. This is supposed to be a good one for that. And I do feel like it does kind of make my face very smooth. Like it does definitely create like a smoother surface. I feel like if anyone's ever used like the Benefit POREfessional primer, it kind of has that feeling where it kind of makes your face feel like just like smoothed out. But this is definitely much cheaper because this is the NYX version. So if you like the Benefit Pore Filler primer, this is, I feel like, a good dupe for it, but don't take my word on it. I have not done like a side-by-side comparison, but in my own personal experience, I feel like just the way it makes my face feel, it's similar. So I'm going to go in here with my Uoma foundation and a Wet Beauty blender. Ooh, I did not mean to drop that. So I'm going to just put a couple pumps of my foundation on my Wet Beauty blender here, just so that it blends out nicely. Yes, I know my foundation is darker than my actual skin color. It's just because I do like to tan my body, but I don't like to tan my face. Like when I go out and like lay out in the sun, I typically try to put a towel over my face so my face is covered, just because I don't want to damage too much of my skin there. Plus, when I do get sun on my face, I do get freckles, which I don't like, so try to not get too much sun on my face, so I just take my foundation up a shade darker instead, just so that it blends in with kind of my body tan, like the fake and real tan that I have going. I'll blend this all out into my face. And I'm also going to just bring some of it down onto my neck as well, just so that everything is nicely blended. Alright, that looks pretty good. This coverage is buildable, so I could always go in with like another little bit of foundation, just build up areas where I feel like I need a little bit more, but I feel pretty good about it. It's already like pretty full coverage as is, so I think that's good. Just drag it on down my neck a little bit here. So now I'm going to, I totally forgot to like spray my face for a second. I was about to grab something else. I'm going to go in with the Hourglass Veil Soft Focus Setting Spray and just lightly mist my face. I mean, this is like a very light mist anyway as it comes out, but just a little something to set my foundation down. I can always grab my little fan and just really get it to dry down faster as needed. So while I wait for this to dry, I'm just going to start getting out my powders and opening them up and getting my brushes ready as well. So all my face powders here. All right, this should be sufficiently dried down. So I'm going to go in with my little Essence All About Matte Fixing Compact Powder. As you'll notice, I do actually use all of the makeup products that I'm showing you today, like on a fairly regular basis. So they do have like signs that they've been used, because I actually really enjoy this product. I'm just gonna go in with a Laura Mercier puff. Just try to lightly pat this onto my face. I feel like this does give like instantly mattifying, blurring results, so I like it. I love a nice instant. So I've done like half of my face, and you can see that like this half compared to like this half, like there's like no shine on it, which is like maybe a little too much for some people's taste, but honestly, my face gets so oily, I just want it to be like as matte as possible, like from the get-go, just so that as the day goes on and my face gets more oily, it's not as bad. But I love this because it's very affordable. This thing was only like, I think like $3 or $4, and I've been using it for like a month already so far, and I probably have like another like a month that I could use it. So this compared to the actual Laura Mercier setting powder, which is like $40 for a little thing, I mean like $3, so probably a Laura Mercier would probably last me like 6 months, I would say. That's like, I feel like a total ballpark guess, but I'd say like 6 months because I do use it every day. So this would last me like 2, so like $9 versus $40. I'm a fan of this one. So face is all nice and powdered here. Now, because it did kind of take away some of like the color that I just added, I'm going to go in here with my L'Oreal Infallible powder and just kind of add back in some of that color that powder just took away from my face. So I'm just dipping it in here with, this is a Sigma brush for powders and blushes, so I am using it for this powder. Although this can also be used as a foundation by itself, just as a nice little powder foundation by itself with the little sponge that's included in here, but I just prefer to use it over my foundation just to really lock everything into place. So I go in here with just kind of a standard brush. Make sure I sweep this all over my face. Sometimes after my stream, I'll notice that like along my like jawline, I won't have any product for some reason, or there'll be like little areas of my face that are patchy. So just trying to make sure I get everything in here. All right, I'm now gonna move on to my bronzer. This is the Physicians Formula Matte Minoy Butter Bronzer. And I did Google this, like, I think like a week or so ago on my stream, and Physicians Formula was actually formulated by a physician. So if you are kind of concerned about like the effects that like wearing makeup could have on your face, I feel like these would probably be like more safe products to go with, because they were actually formulated by a physician. So I feel like a physician who like would make makeup wouldn't make anything that would be too detrimental to your skin. Although Physicians Formula can be a little bit harder to come by, at least in my area. Like the Ultas near me don't carry it, so it's a little bit harder to find. But like stores like CVS do, and probably like Walgreens. But these are, I feel like, a little bit on the pricier side of like drugstore makeup. It's not like super expensive, but I do feel like the Physicians Formula products, they are a little bit more expensive than like an e.l.f. product, for example. Because this blush is like $15.99, I think. So it's like a little bit more pricey, but compared to like my, just finished sculpting out my face here. Compared to my NARS one that I have, this one, I think this is, I don't know how much product is in here. 0.28 ounces, 0.38. So this one has like 0.1 ounces less than this one does. It's so hard to tell because I've used both of these so much, but this one was like $40. This one was like $15.99. So I guess like you are saving some money, but there are definitely cheaper, I feel like, drugstore bronzers. But I do really like this one. I do feel like it's very highly rated. That's how I first figured out about it. I'm going to go in here with a little bit of my NARS blush. This is my newer one. I like it because it goes on matte. The one that I had before this did go on a bit more luminous, more shiny, which I don't like because I like to put on highlighter after. Although I guess I should be using my other blush for every day, so then I don't have to worry about putting on highlighter like every day because I'm rushing. But I do really like this blush just because it goes on so matte, and I was like very opposed to using blush for the longest time. So I just figured, like, you know, I just worked so hard to get all this redness off my face that I don't want to like put it back on. So I was very hesitant to use it, but now that I've started using it, I'm definitely a believer. Just gonna blend my blush and my bronzer together a little bit on my cheek with my bronzer brush. We're gonna finish this off with a little bit of my Ofra highlighter. Pretty much all the brushes I've used today have been Sigma brushes that I've had for several years, so if you're in the market to get new makeup brushes, I would definitely recommend these. I believe people say they're comparable to like MAC brushes, which are very pricey. I have one MAC brush, I think it was like $25 or $30 for like just an eyebrow brush, and I'm like, that's a lot. All right, now I'm going to start in on my eyes. Let me get out all my little eye products I want to use. Oh, I should do eyelashes tonight is what I should do. Let's see, let's go with those ones. And let me get my, let's see, what do I want to do? You grab some of my brushes here, if I could find the ones that I want. All right. So I'm not going to do like too crazy of an eye look. I feel like my fit's already like kind of speaking for itself. So I'll try to like angle this down so you guys can see like the full fit. But I do have on like little shorts with this. So I'm going to go in here with a little bit of my KVD Shake eyeshadow primer, just so that my eyeshadow will last on my eyes and it will look more blended and nice. Go in here with the other eye. I definitely put too much on this finger. Just gonna blend some out. But I do really like this primer because I don't have to worry about blending it too much. It's kind of just like a water that I pat onto my eyelid and call it a day. So super easy. I have been using this probably for like 2 years, 2.5 years. I've been alternating between the two of these, which I should honestly just use up like the rest of this one that barely has any in it, but we're working on it. Let me swap those just so I don't forget. I hadn't realized I was that close to finishing that one, but I don't wear eyeshadow as much as I used to, just because I feel like I haven't been getting up like on time for work. So I'm going to go in here with my Tartelette Toasted palette. I'm going to go in here with Latte, and I guess I'll mix it with a little bit of warmth also. And just start putting this color on the outer part of my lid to kind of give me that warmth. Then I'm just going to start scooping it over, and I'm trying to only go in one direction across my eye just so that I don't drag it down too much, but I'm just putting this color all over my lid here and just kind of almost up to my eyebrow, just because I'm going to go back in here with a little bit of white and emphasize the brow. So I'm just going to take that color all the way up and just make sure it's nice and blended here. All right. Do the same thing over on this eye. Start sweeping that color over. I'm just making sure I go almost up to my eyebrows, just because then I can go back. This is already starting to look pretty good, so I'm pretty happy with this. You just see in my little mirror what we're looking like here. It's a little bit hard because I'm so far away from the mirror to see really what it looks like, but I think it looks nice and blended here. So now I'm just going to do a little bit of glitter. So I'm going to go in here with Candle. This is like the same eyeshadow look I do like every time. I might do a little bit of an accent color today. I'm just going to go in here with Candle. Just start patting this color all over the front and like middle section of my eyelid. Do a little bit of the inner corner as well. I am trying to be careful with this that I'm not getting too much fallout from the glitter on my face. That is a little bit harder to clean up. You can buy little shields to put under your eyes, but I'm just worried because I don't do my eyes first that I would just mess up the makeup that I have under them if I got those. But this looks pretty good. Pretty good. So I think I am going to do a little bit of like an accent color on the side, because I haven't done one in a while. So I'm going to go in here with Cozy, the smaller Sigma brush here. Just tap off some of this color and just start divining a little V for myself here, just to give my eye a little bit more dimension, because I am going out. So let's do something a little bit different here. Just start making that little V, just giving my eye a little bit more shape here. I do just want to blend this a little bit into the glitter, just so that it's not like a super harsh break in between the two of these. Just make sure that's all swept over. That looks pretty decent. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to do the same thing over on this eye. Just make the little V. Just start sweeping it over. And also making sure that I have it blended into the glitter as well, so that we have nice little outer here. I feel like this eye actually blended really well. So I have to make sure that it is blended with like the top color that I initially had on my eye. So it's not like a super harsh break between the two colors. Okay, that one's pretty decent. I'm just gonna put a little bit more on this eye. And then I'm just gonna go in very lightly with the first colors that I had and just kind of re-crisp up and blend that area. It's like right above where I had put the darker color, just so that it looks more nice and blended. So yeah, it looks not bad. Now I'm going to go in with a thin little brush, grab those same first colors that I grabbed, and just sweep that under my lower lash line there, just all the way across to the glitter that I put under my eye. And then I'm going to take this same brush. I'm going to go into Cozy one more time and just do a little bit just like halfway with cozy under the eye, just so it ties everything all together. I love having the under eye little color. I just feel like it ties everything together so nicely. I'm just gonna go in here with S'more, this little white shade, and just define out my brow bone a little bit up here, just so that when I do my brows, it's not like, oh, there's color right up to your eyebrow. A little bit the division, highlight that brow bone a little bit. So I think that looks pretty good on the eyes. So now I'm going to curl my lashes here, the little lash curler, before I get into the shadows. Not the shadows, the mascaras. I just did the shadows. So I'm going to try to do like a nice thin little line here with my eyeliner. Because I am going to do lashes, so I don't really need this line, but I do feel like it just helps blend the lashes with my natural lash line. Should I do a thin little line there? Could have been thinner, yeah, but that's okay. Looks pretty good. I'm gonna just keep the eyeliner out just in case I do need to go back once I put on lashes and do any sort of touching up there. So I'm gonna go in with my Pacifica Vegan Collagen Lash Primer and just do a couple of swipes on each side of the primer. Again, I'm going to do false lashes, so I'm not going to do too much here. I put these two away. I'm going to go in here with yet another KVD product. So I'm going to go in with their Go Big or Go Home mascara, and I'm just going to put a little bit on each eye just so that my false lashes have something to bind onto. I'm not doing anything like too crazy with lashes, so it's not like my natural eyelashes will be totally lost. I feel like you'll still be able to see them and they'll kind of add on to the look. I do want to make sure that my inner corners are done. Just because I feel like sometimes I put on like false lashes and then all of a sudden it's like weird because the false lash ends and you see my natural lashes. And it did not do the best job of putting mascara on them. So it's just kind of like a weird divide. So I'm trying to make sure I really get those inner corners here. I'm just also making sure I get my lower lashes. I feel like I'm like smearing mascara all over my face here. But so far, so good, it looks like. Go over on this side. You just see, okay. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay. So now while the mascara dries, before I put on false lashes, I am going to go in and do my eyebrows. So I'm going to go in with this little Morphe pencil. And I'm going to just try to draw in some little eyebrows for myself here. I do use more of like a taupe, like neutral brown than I use of a dark brown, just because it just looks a little bit too intense with the dark brown, even though my hair is naturally dark brown. All right, that looks pretty decent. I'm gonna try to draw the same thing over on this side here. I feel like I maybe should have started on this side, but that's okay. Okay, looks not bad. I do have a little bit of eyebrow naturally, but I do like to have more. So I do like to draw some more in for myself. You kind of mess up this line up here. That's okay. Everything can be fixed with Q-tips and things. Okay. That looks decent. I think I just need to round out this one like a little bit more. Okay, that looks not bad. I can always fix it up with a Q-tip. So I'm gonna go in with the matching Morphe pomade with the only MAC brush that I own and just fill in the little outline that I just drew. I do try to go in with a little bit of a heavier hand on the end and middle sections than I do in the front. I do try to go in with a lighter hand on the front of my eyebrow here, just so it looks a little bit more natural. So I do definitely need to clean these up a little bit. So I take a little Q-tip, just try to take away some of the color here so that they do look a little bit more similar. Okay, that's not bad. This one just looks a lot thicker for some reason. Don't know why. I am just trying to take color off from the bottom of my brow because this is where I put like that brow bone highlight color, that white shadow. So it doesn't really matter if I'm taking off color from here. If I'm taking off color from the top of it, then it's like a little bit harder to cover up, so I'd have to go back in with foundation. But okay, this is not bad. I wish this was a little more thin, but that's okay. We're gonna make this work for us today. So I'm just gonna take my little Anastasia spoolie here and just kind of feather out the front of my brows. They look less intense. And then I'm just gonna finish it off with a little bit of the NYX Control Freak brow gel, just to gel everything in place that I just drew on. Okay, yeah, they look not bad actually. Not bad. I do just want to wipe off this little eyebrow gel just to make sure that it stays as a clear brow gel and not a brown brow gel. I'm going to go in here with a little bit of my MAC Prep and Prime just to prep my lips for lipstick that I'm going to put on in a second. Oh, I just lost a big chunk of this. R.I.P. Okay, I guess I'll just try to use it with my finger on my lip here. Alright, looks pretty decent. I feel like this is basically just like chapstick, but it's like $20 for this little thing from MAC, but they've got me suckered in, unfortunately. Alright, let me think about what lipstick I want to use. But while I do that, I'm going to heat up my hair curler because there are a couple of areas that I think I'm going to want to do touch-ups on for my hair. If I could find my comb, I can tie up my hair because I'm thinking I want to do a little bit of a half. This is kind of my go-to hairstyles, like half up in this little high style here. So let's see what that looks like. Okay, not bad. Just smooth out the front part. Grab my little scrunchie. Scrunchies do hurt my head less when I tie up my hair. I feel like, so I do like to use them for things like this. So I'm going to divide this section in half, and I am going to curl these two sections and probably just like a couple of front sections of my hair. So let's put on a little bit of lipstick that I just dropped. So I'm going to go in here with a little bit of the Lime Crime Matte Lipstick. I'm going to be using the shade Riot, which I feel like is just like a nice everyday red. I think I grabbed too much product, but I'll make this work here. Just do the top. Let me just get a little bit closer to my mirror, because sometimes there's patches that I totally forget. And I'll notice it after the stream, and I'm like, oh, yikes. Let's try to smile here, see what it looks like when I smile. Okay, that looks... I'm happy with that, yeah. Thought I had gone in with too much color, but it's actually a good amount of color, so that worked out. Yeah, it looks decent when I'm just relaxing as well. So I'm gonna keep this out just so that I have that for later for touch-ups. And this will dry down to be more matte, which is what I love about these lipsticks. I feel like I need a little more on this side. I'm gonna try to just wipe off as much of the product as I can on the little lid. And could be just a little bit more here. I think that side's kind of lacking. Okay, no more lipstick, otherwise I'm gonna end up just going too crazy with it. So, let me, okay, oh, I made that worse. I tied my hair up, I'm like, oh no, you can't see me anymore. So I'm gonna go in here with my Ardell Light as Air lashes. I do like these, they have a very thin band, and I just really like, I don't know, I like the way that they go on. I had bought the new, I don't know if they're new, but they're new to me. So I normally love the Ardell Wispies. So I decided to buy the foam ink ones. I don't know why. I'm like, let's do something a little different. So I bought the foam ink. But I don't know if like they used a new band on it or what. But I do not like the foam ink ones. So I need to get some regular Ardell Wispies. But until then, these Light as Air lashes will work out just fine for me. So I'm going to grab them with my little tweezers. Put a little bit of that black duo glue on there. Which is why I said earlier in the stream, I'm like, well, I guess I didn't need to put on eyeliner because this kind of acts as eyeliner, but I just think it creates like a little bit more of a seamless look. So flip you all around here so that you can see what I'm doing. Hopefully this stays. So I try to just blow on the lash a little bit. And I try to just place it right on the center of my eyelid and then just drag the sides down. Just drag these corners down. So I feel like this is what pops up first for me, is always this inner corner has trouble staying. Just make sure this is nice and blended with my natural lash line here. Just make sure these front ones are really stuck down on there, but looks pretty good. I'm gonna move on to the other one. Pardon me as I'm out of the frame for just a second to put glue on my other lash. I thought I felt this one coming up, and I'm like, oh no. So you can't see it, but I'm just doing the same thing that I did on the other lash, where I'm just putting the black glue on the band, trying to make sure I get the end pieces. So I just feel like this eyelash is just popping up here. I don't think it is. I think it's just my mind. So try to blow on this lash a little bit here. Place this on my eye. Try to get the edges down. Try to get the corners. So really make sure I get that inner corner down, because I feel like that's where my lashes always want to pop up, is there. Just make sure that's all staying down and together. All right. That looks pretty good. So let me flip you all back around here so that I can finish doing my hair. Like my eyelash popped up there. But it looks like it's maybe okay. But yeah, I just think it adds like a little something to the look. Okay, we'll see if these want to stay on my face. I feel like they keep wanting to pop up. No, I don't think they are. Okay. I'm gonna keep all this out just in case, but I don't think I'm gonna need to touch up too much with my little eyeliner here. I think this looks nice and binded and everything. So I'm just gonna grab my little heat-proof glove. I'm gonna just curl some of my hair that's come uncurled. So I'm gonna do this top section here. This was a very large piece of hair that I grabbed now that I'm looking at it, but that's okay. I'm just gonna try to hold the edge piece out here a little bit. And just wait a little while for it to do its thing. So I did grab a big piece of hair, so this is gonna be a very loose curl. That's okay. Just let it cool a little bit in my hand here. Yeah, so it came out pretty loose, but that's okay. So, and I'm gonna do the same thing over on this side. Just gonna grab this large chunk again and just try to keep the end piece out. Just otherwise I feel like it looks like too curled when the end piece is curled with it. So I like to have kind of more of that natural look, I suppose. So I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. I'm just gonna let it cool off in my hand a little bit. And once these are cooled, I will like break them up a little bit so that they're less kind of crazy. So I am just gonna redo a couple of sections in the front of my hair. So my hair is still like a little bit wavy. I just think like the front sections probably could benefit from a little bit of a recurl. My hair is also a little bit tangly because I did go out to lay out in the sun for a little bit. And I did tie my hair up in a little bun. And I showered with a little bun. So my hair is a little bit tangled right now. So I will probably need to go in with some hair oil and just add in a little bit because it's looking a little crisp and frizzy. I don't like how that looks like that, but that's okay. Just gonna go in here and do this piece of hair. Maybe I need to just like comb this with my fingers a little bit here. Just go in and do this side. This piece is already rapidly uncurling, which is a little concerning to me, but that's okay. Just hold this piece a little bit in my hands here. There we go. I feel like then this kind of really is that loose curl that I wanted, so I'm just gonna leave that. We're gonna do one more piece here in the front. I feel like 3 kind of on each side that I've recurled from yesterday is good. I did curl my hair yesterday, believe it or not. It was already pretty much uncurled for the most part. Even though I did put in quite a bit of hairspray and things. That's just kind of how my hair is. All right, so we're gonna let all of these cool, and we're gonna do 3 more pieces on the front of this side of my head. I'm not doing like a full like touch up, just touching up a couple of pieces. My hair seems like it was very unhappy that it was just like up in a bun earlier today. It seems like very frizzy and unhappy with me. That's okay. I'm just gonna curl over it. I'm just gonna grab like a little, I'm gonna say small section. This is not really a small section of hair here. A little bit more. Just do like a little touch up on this side of my hair. Just gonna recurl. I think like 3 on each side. I'll try to see once I break it up with a little bit of hair oil how it looks. All right. And just let this cool off a little bit in my hand. And I'm going for more of like a loose curled look because the rest of my hair has uncurled quite a bit. So I don't want it to look too curled because then it'll be like, well, why is just the front part of my hair super curled and the back is not. But sometimes I do get carried away when I do my touch-ups and I just recurl like my whole head of hair, but that's not good. Alright, just let this one hang out a little bit in my hand, and then I will curl one last section on this side. I'm going to try to curl it the opposite direction, just so that we get a little bit of variation as well, and I don't just have like a big curl on each side of my head. Alright. That's looking pretty good. So, I'm just going to put on a little bit of deodorant off cam here. I'm going to put on a little bit of perfume here. This is the Viva La Juicy perfume, which is funny because I've been wearing it since Juicy was like first popular in like 2007, 2008. I just never like switched perfumes, so I really like the smell of it, and now like Juicy Couture is popular again, which is really nice. So my perfume is still relevant, which is great. I think my eyelashes have stayed on well enough, so I'm gonna put my little tweezers and glue away. I feel like I have so much stuff that's out right now. So I'm gonna go in here with a little bit of my Verb Ghost oil. Just do like a little pump of this onto my hands. Just gonna run it through my hair, just try to break up some of these curls that I made here, just so that it looks a little bit more natural and you can't tell that I didn't curl some of my hair here. Just use some of the oil to some of my flyaways to stay down. I'm just gonna grab a couple of these like front pieces and just try to make sure they're all like broken up here a little bit, but I mean, it looks pretty good. The back is maybe not like the best, but that's okay. I really just care about the front of my hair. So let me try to take you all to a little bit of better lighting here so you can see it. I do want to hairspray my hair a little bit. I'm trying not to get this on myself, which I just did. That's okay. Oh, thank you, Monib. I'm glad you think I look good. I will have fun. All right, let me try to take you all to some better lighting here so you can see what it looks like in more natural light. All right, let's transition here a little bit. All right. Oh, I'm glad you think my hair looks good. I really just redid the front of it, so I'm glad that it worked out okay, but pretty happy with this look. I don't know if I'm going to go with like a white scrunchie or like a black scrunchie tonight. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if the white's like too much, but I think like at this point in time, my hair's so dark that the black would blend in too much, but pretty happy with the look. So thank you all for hanging out with me. I do appreciate you all. Appreciate my subs, appreciate my followers. So if you're not already following, please follow. Definitely helps me out. Just appreciate everyone who hangs out with me in the comments and things. I do try to stream every day, so I will see you all in tomorrow's stream. Bye, and enjoy your long weekend if you're having one. Go out and try to do something fun. I'm trying to like do something fun with my weekend that I forgot was a long weekend this weekend, but bye.